It gives me a great pleasure to introduce a great man, a great friend, Senator John Edwards.
We would have been here on time if this congressional district had a congressman that brought the kind of money that needed to be brought home. Which you're going to have. Holy mess, with the Abramoff mess, with all the Washington corruption and scandal. America's better than this. Heath Shuler represents the best of who we are. And I want to talk for a minute about what's at stake in this election. Because sometimes, Heath mentioned this, we have early voting going on. Please, we need you, your friends, your family, anybody you can touch, phone calls, knocking on doors. We need to get people to vote. We don't have to wait for election day. It's election day now. And so we need people to early vote. So I want to make sure that's emphasized here this afternoon. But when we're doing all this work, especially for those of us who've been involved in this for a while, sometimes I worry that we lose sight of what's at stake. And I want to take a minute and talk about what's at stake. Look at what's happening in the world today. Ranging from Hezbollah fighting with the Israelis to the president of Iran, Ahmadinejad, who desperately wants a nuclear weapon, comes before the United Nations, denounces the United States of America in America. And he has support in the audience. People are applauding. People are laughing. Would that have happened 10 years ago? Yeah. America's better than this. We are so much better than this. We live in a dangerous and volatile world. The world desperately needs America to lead. We are the preeminent power on the planet. When we don't lead, there is no leadership. And chaos occurs. You see it. You don't have to take my word for it. Turn your television on. I mean, literally from Egypt all through the Middle East, all the way to Pakistan, the world is in total chaos. It's not an accident. It's North Korea, it's Iran, it's the fighting between the Israelis and Hezbollah, whatever the next crisis is. The world doesn't rally around us. In fact, they resist us. For the world to see that we actually understand that as the most powerful nation on the planet, we don't have one responsibility. We have two. The first responsibility is to America, to keep us strong and safe and secure. But the second responsibility is to humanity. And when we fail to meet, that second responsibility, we see the consequences. And what I want us to remember is it is not just us. It is not just Western North Carolina, it is not just North Carolina, and it is not just America. The world suffers as a result. And the world needs desperately to see our better angels. They see our power. They see our wealth. They need to see what our character is. And now I come to what's at stake in this election. Because this is not a feel-good thing. If you're worried about the safety and security of your children and your grandchildren, you want them to live in a world that rallies around the United States of America. You want them to live in a world where America can lead. This is what's at stake in this election. We have two major parties in the most powerful nation on the planet. One of them's been running this country for the last 6 years. Look at what we've got. I mean, beyond the scandals and the corruption. Look at what's happened in the world. Chaos, danger, insecurity. It is not too much to say that the future of the world is at stake in this election. It is. It is. This election and the next one. This is, by the way, not just a matter of what we do over there. As the Chief just talked about, what kind of example do we set here? You can't lead if you don't have the credibility to lead. If you don't take care of things at home, you can't leave. We used to be the light. You remember? We were the shining light. We were the country that everybody wanted to be like. We have 46 million of our own people who have no health care coverage. We have single mothers in the richest nation on the planet, and a lot of them right here in Western North Carolina, who wake up every single day worried about what's going to happen if their children get sick. We could do something about poverty in America. Some of the things are simple, things that Heath cares about, that I care about. For example, could we finally end the embarrassment of our minimum wage and raise the minimum wage? And by the way, that crowd of politicians who keep voting against raising the minimum wage, one of them you know very well, I'd like to see them live 1 year on the minimum wage. I think there's so much opportunity and reason for optimism with a change in direction, with the kind of representation and leadership that Heath Shuler. I want to think that they still live in an America where everything is possible. I want to live in an America where everyone has a chance to do great things. I want to live in an America where we're once again the envy and model for the rest of the world. They want to live in a country that they're proud of. Well, I'm here to tell you, it is not too much to say that not only the future of America, but the future of the world is at stake. And what I would say to every single one of you in this audience, in the next 2+ weeks, when you're asked to make phone calls, as you will be, many of you have done it a lot before, when you're asked to knock on doors, when you're asked to do the hard work of making sure that everybody turns out, that everybody goes to the polls, just remember every minute that you're doing it, what's at stake. Because when I talk about what our responsibility is, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about us. Because we cannot wait for somebody else to do this. We can't. There's too much at stake, and the time is now, and literally the world is depending on you and me. God bless you all. Thank you for waiting.